Thanks for checking out this Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Hydrating Foundation recently released from ColourPop. I'll share my experiences of it and if I think it does what it claims with a bit of research I did. So I bought it from ColourPop's website because it's the only place you can get their products. It's not bad to ship to the UK, it takes 7 to 10 days. If you spend a certain amount you can get free shipping, but it can get costly otherwise. The good thing is that they calculate customs tax at checkout, so you pay everything up front and just get it delivered straight to your door. So more about the foundation. Apparently it's oil-free, vegan, dermatologically tested and ideal for all oil skin types. It's $16, which is about 12 to £13. As you can see as I scroll through the site, it's got a decent range of shades there. 42 shades seem pretty good, but I can only vouch I guess for trying to get my shade. I'm pretty light on that spectrum of shade range. I daringly guessed I was the light 55N shade, which is a neutral foundation for light skin tones. I generally match pretty well even if there's a slight different shade. The foundation is a creamy liquid consistency, which is a good sign for hydration. And from the swatch it looks like this shade luckily matches my skin. So I still haven't found a way to use a brush that would apply my foundation evenly. I use a dampened blender which applies the best for me. The foundation applied very smoothly and evenly, both when I used a foundation without a primer and with a primer. So here's what the foundation looks like without a primer on the left side of my face compared to no foundation on the right. I think it looks pretty good actually, even without a primer. And here's what the foundation looks like when I used a primer underneath. That's on the left side compared to no foundation on the right side of my face. You can definitely tell a primer makes a little difference in making it smoother and even. Looks great. I also tried to build up the coverage on the left here. You can see the difference compared to normal coverage on the right without a primer. It really builds well. And then with a wear test, it's lasted pretty well considering it's been hot and humid lately. This shows it wears pretty well after the 8-hour or so mark. That's with the primer. Without it, the same state is about 6 hours or so. Now I'm looking at the hydrating properties this foundation claims. Hyaluronic acid is the main feature, which is considered a highly concentrated product. We know our bodies produce it naturally, and its primary function is to hydrate the skin. It does this by pulling moisture from the air, so it's pulling together water molecules to retain the skin moisture. Given it can hold up to 1,000 times its own weight in water, it is considered as an effective hydrating ingredient. So I learned apparently hydrating with water is a little different to moisturising, which uses oils to lock moisture. It makes sense that it would reduce the appearance of wrinkles, given dehydration is one of the causes of it, and it helps to reduce the appearance of any fine lines. I also read that it could improve skin elasticity and skin roughness in as little as 2 to 8 weeks, but they sound like small studies, so I'm not sure how much that's proved. So in theory, this is most effective and ideal for dry skin, though I'm sure it's good for all skin types. I probably wouldn't use this foundation straight after moisturising, especially if you can get oily. It's also most effective for maturing skin, because as we get older, the hyaluronic acid levels that we produce naturally will go down. In our teens and 20s, we're probably producing enough of it. I think there's been a few cases where people have been sensitive to this ingredient, so I think this is one of the few cases that could cause inflammation or swelling as a side effect. But otherwise, given we produce it naturally, this should be fine even for sensitive skin. So they feature other ingredients like a HydraFresh complex formula, so who knows what that involves. And they list coconut water, which is hydrating when you drink it, but I couldn't find much independent or clinical information about the effects when you apply it to the skin. So where does hyaluronic acid feature in the ingredients list? Well, we see sodium hyaluronate, which isn't exactly the same as hyaluronic acid, but they are referred to as the same thing as they pretty much do the same thing. It does seem though that the sodium hyaluronate is seen as better, and that's probably because it's salt-based, so it's better absorbing and more stable. So I can see coconut water a little bit lower on the list, but like I said, I don't know how effective that is applying to the skin anyway. It probably is, I just don't know. So in terms of my final thoughts, I think it's a great buildable coverage, it worked really well, and looking from the ingredients, it looks like it is pretty hydrating. It felt pretty good on my skin too. and it's a pretty decent wear for a foundation. So yeah, I was pretty happy with the foundation. I didn't know what to expect, but yeah, pleasantly surprised. Hope you enjoyed this or found it useful. Let me know what you think, comment below, and thanks for watching.